Welcome to the Prescott Lab Podcast, not just theory, practical science for everyone. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, a physician and integrative medicine researcher at the Ravenshade Institute for Human Health. Let me begin with a question. If you're a man over 60 and lately you've been feeling slower in the morning, quicker to fatigue, or maybe a little quieter where it used to count most, what's really going on? Is it just aging? Is it inevitable, or is there something we've missed? For over 30 years, I've worked with men, real men, who have been told everything looks fine on their lab results, and yet they feel like a dimmed version of themselves. What I discovered, and what I want to share with you today, is that often the problem is what's broken but what's missing. And the solutions, they're not always in prescriptions. Sometimes they're hiding in your kitchen. That's right, today we're going to explore 4 overlooked natural foods. 4 humble seeds and nuts that, when used correctly, can quietly support your hormones, blood flow, confidence, and yes, your masculinity. But before we get to them, there's something we need to address, something most doctors won't tell you. And once you understand that, everything else starts to make sense. Before we begin, if this resonates with you, even a little, I invite you to click the like button right now. Not just to support the show, but as a small gesture to say, I'm ready to show up for my health again. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap that bell, because each episode is designed to give you tools your regular checkups don't have time to explain. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, whether it's a question, your own story, or just a simple "I'm here." I read everyone, this podcast isn't just about speaking, it's about listening too. Now let's uncover the truth. Not just about your symptoms, but the real reason behind why so many men after 60 feel like they've been slowly unplugged, and how nature may be trying to plug you back in. First, the truth your doctor never told you. Let me tell you something honest, man to man. Most of the men I work with, they're not broken, they're not lazy, they're not weak, they're just uninformed, and that's not their fault. Because the truth is, most doctors don't talk about male performance until something goes catastrophically wrong, until it's already a prescription, until you've already given up. But what if I told you that the slow loss of drive, the dips in energy, the uncomfortable silence in the bedroom, they're not just normal aging. They're not random, and most importantly, they're not irreversible. You see, after 60, a lot of quiet shifts start happening inside a man's body. Nitric oxide declines. Zinc and magnesium deplete. Testosterone loses its rhythm. Blood vessels become less responsive. And yet, nobody brings it up until it's too late. Why? Because there's no money in pistachios. There's no TV ad for sunflower seeds. There's no billion-dollar campaign behind roasted watermelon seeds. But what if the missing link in your health, your vitality, wasn't a pill but a pattern? A pattern of daily nourishment. A rhythm of real food that speaks the language of your aging cells. And listen, I've had men look me in the eye like George, 67, a former Navy radio tech from Alabama. He said, "Doc, I don't feel old in my head, but my body, it's clocking out early." I showed him what I'm about to show you, and a few weeks later he emailed me, "It's weird, I'm waking up before my alarm. My knees don't pop as loud, and my wife, well, let's just say she asked what I've been eating." This isn't magic. It's not hype. It's cell biology, hormonal recovery, and circulation repair through natural tools that have been overlooked for far too long. So if you're still here, it tells me one thing: you're not done, you're curious, you're willing, and that's all you need to get started. Let's begin truly with nut number 1. And if you've never thought a small green nut could change your confidence, oh, you're in for a surprise. Nut number 1, pistachios, the erection enhancer. You ever look at a pistachio and think, this little thing, nah, can't be that important. But sometimes it's the smallest hinges that swing the biggest doors. And for many men I've worked with, pistachios have been just that, a small key unlocking a big part of their life again. Let me tell you about Samuel, 70, retired fireman from Michigan. Strong jaw, stubborn as a bull, and heartbroken. He sat across from me and said, "Doc, my heart's strong, my numbers are fine, but I can't seem to get him to cooperate anymore. It's embarrassing." As I nodded, I'd heard it 100 times, not because men are failing, but because blood flow is. And here's what most guys don't know: erections, they're not about hormones alone, they're about hydraulics, about pressure, about circulation. About nitric oxide. After 60, your nitric oxide levels start to dip slowly, quietly, inevitably. And without nitric oxide, the blood vessels that once opened freely, they stiffen. And when blood doesn't flow, well, nothing else does either. Now here's where pistachios come in. These little green powerhouses are loaded with arginine, an amino acid your body uses to create nitric oxide. They're also rich in antioxidants that protect your blood vessels from inflammation, especially the delicate ones down below that we never talk about. One clinical study gave men with mild to moderate ED a handful of pistachios each day, no other changes. Result: stronger firmness, better satisfaction, even improved orgasm quality. No blue pills, no side effects, just food, so I asked Samuel to do something simple. Add 30–40 grams of pistachios to his routine 3 or 4 days a week. No dramatic overhaul, no miracle claims, just consistency. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office grinning like a teenager. Well, he sat down and said, "I don't know what's in those nuts, Doc, but I feel alive again." He wasn't boasting, he wasn't even trying to be funny, he was just relieved, and that's what this is really about, not a performance trick. Not a one-night fix, but a quiet return to self-respect, to connection, to feeling like your body wants to work with you again. So if you're listening to this and thinking, could something that small really make a difference? Well, I'll say this. Try it before you doubt it. You've got nothing to lose but fatigue and everything to gain in flow. Now, if blood flow is step one, what about the engine behind your hormones? The signal that says, "I'm ready," before your brain even catches up. That's where nut number 2 comes in, and it's one most men only associate with dessert. Nut number 2, hazelnuts, the heart and hormone harmonizer. When was the last time you felt connected, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, even hormonally aligned with the man you used to be? For Harold, 74, a former high school band director from Oregon, that moment had faded. He told me, "Doc, I love my wife, I really do, but lately it's like I'm watching my own life from the outside." Low energy. No spark, and that sense of quiet drift that so many men recognize but never speak aloud. We ran his labs, heart was stable, testosterone wasn't terrible, but one number stood out: vitamin E extremely low. You see, hazelnuts, often mistaken as just something you crush into chocolate spreads, are one of nature's richest sources of natural vitamin E. This antioxidant doesn't just help your skin or immune system. It protects the very cells in your testes where testosterone is born. It shields them from oxidative stress, one of the silent killers of male vitality after 60. Hazelnuts also bring magnesium, folate, and those healthy fats your brain and endocrine system depend on to stay in rhythm. It's like giving your hormonal symphony its conductor back. So I asked Harold to start simple. A handful of raw hazelnuts every morning, mixed into oatmeal, or just paired with his coffee. 3 weeks in, I saw something shift, not in his labs, but in his eyes. Well, he said, "The other night I reached for my wife's hand, and for the first time in months, I felt something. Not just her, me. That right there is why I do this." Hazelnuts don't shout, they don't sell in flashy bottles. But what they offer is steadiness, hormonal harmony, a soft but powerful return to balance in your blood, your heart, and your bedroom. So if you're chasing energy but missing warmth, if your numbers look fine but something deeper still feels off, maybe it's not about doing more. Maybe it's about feeding your body the signals it's been quietly craving. And the best part, you're just getting started. Because if hazelnuts tune the orchestra, the next seed lights the fire. Nut number 3, sunflower seeds, the testosterone tonic. Let's talk about a man named Vincent. He's 69, retired electrician from Indiana, solid handshake, quiet eyes, and a heavy heart. He sat across from me and said, "Doc, I'm not depressed, but I feel absent. I lose my temper over nothing, I forget things, and intimacy, I barely think about it anymore." We did a full workup. Testosterone, low, zinc, lower. Magnesium, barely there. And this man, this guy who used to climb poles and rewire entire buildings, now felt like a dimmer version of himself. I told him what I'll tell you: testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about how you carry yourself, how you bounce back from stress, how you show up for the people you love. And when your body runs low on the raw materials, zinc, magnesium, selenium, it's like trying to build a house without bricks. That's where sunflower seeds come in. Not flashy, not exotic, but deeply potent. A few tablespoons a day tossed into a salad, a smoothie, or eaten by the handful. And you start feeding your body what it actually needs to fire up its own testosterone. Sunflower seeds are packed with zinc, which sparks testosterone synthesis; magnesium, which helps regulate your stress response and deep sleep cycles; and selenium, which quietly supports the testes and shields them from oxidative damage. No pills, no side effects, just a signal. A signal your body hasn't heard in years and desperately wants to respond to. 3 weeks in, Vincent called me. He said, "Doc, I don't know if it's the seeds, the sleep, or just believing again, but I finally feel like I can show up again. Not just for my wife, for myself. That's the win, not the gym body, not the loud bravado, but the quiet confidence of a man who feels steady in his skin again." So if you're running low, low on energy, low on focus, low on yourself, try feeding the flame, not forcing it. The next seed on our list. Most men spit it out without a second thought, and yet, it holds one of the rarest keys to blood flow, energy, and endurance I've ever seen. Nut number 4, watermelon seeds, the nitric oxide booster. Let me introduce you to Lawrence, 65, used to be a trucker. Semi-retired now, helps his son run a garage in Kansas. He's built like a bulldozer, but moving like a worn-out wheel. He told me, "Doc, I'm not looking to run marathons. I just want to walk upstairs without feeling like I climbed a mountain." And when it comes to the bedroom, let's just say I miss feeling like a man. His heart checked out fine, blood pressure managed, but something was missing, not in the heart itself, but in what feeds it. So I asked him a simple question. "Do you eat watermelons?" He grinned. "Heck yeah, Doc, summer's not summer without it." I nodded and replied, "Good, now stop throwing away the seeds." Here's what most men don't know. Watermelon seeds, especially when roasted, are rich in an amino acid called citrulline, a direct precursor to nitric oxide. The very same pathway that big-name ED drugs stimulate. Citrulline does it naturally. No prescription, no side effects. No drama. Nitric oxide is the silent hero of male performance. It tells your blood vessels to relax, to open, to let flow happen. Without it, blood backs up, stagnates, weakens. Not just in your heart, but everywhere. And the older you get, the less nitric oxide your body makes on its own. That's the trap. But watermelon seeds, along with magnesium and healthy fats, help reverse that slope. They don't force the system, they remind it how to function. I had Lawrence roast a batch and snack on a handful a few mornings each week. Nothing fancy, no strict diet, just a quiet ritual. By week 3, he walked into my office with a spring in his step. He chuckled and said, "Doc, I don't know if I should be thanking you or my wife should." That's the kind of feedback you don't chart on a clipboard. But you never forget it, because this isn't about fireworks. It's about flow, about ease, about waking up with energy, moving through your day with dignity, and ending it with the presence and power of the man you still are. Watermelon seeds may not look like much, but inside them is a language your blood vessels remember. And when you feed your body what it's been missing, it listens. And now that you've met all 4, pistachios, hazelnuts, sunflower seeds, and watermelon seeds, the question becomes, how do you make it stick? How do you turn all this into a rhythm, something that carries you not just today but every day? Let's pull it all together. Final, the rhythm of restoration, a daily practice that rebuilds you. So here we are. You've just learned about 4 of the most overlooked, underrated, and underappreciated tools for male health after 60. Not drugs, not gimmicks. Just 4 humble seeds of nature. Pistachios to awaken blood flow from within. Hazelnuts to restore hormonal harmony. Sunflower seeds to nourish testosterone and calm the nervous system. Watermelon seeds to unlock the river of nitric oxide your body once made with ease. Individually, they're powerful. But together, they create a nutritional rhythm, a daily signal to your body that says, I remember who I am and I'm not done yet. This isn't about perfection. It's not about overhauling your life overnight. It's about making one small, consistent promise to yourself each day. Feed your body what it needs and watch it come alive again. You don't have to believe in magic. Just believe in momentum. The kind that builds one handful at a time. And if this message stirred something in you, even just a flicker of hope, I want to ask you for 2 things. First, hit that like button, not for me but for you. Let it be a small act of alignment, a way of saying, yes, I'm choosing to take care of myself today. And who knows, maybe that click brings you the strength, luck, or peace of mind you didn't know you needed this week. Second, make sure you're subscribed, because I make these episodes for you, and the next one could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. And hey, if something in today's episode sparked a question, if you've tried one of these seeds and felt a difference, or if you just want to say thank you, drop a comment below. I read every single one. This isn't just a podcast, it's a conversation. And you, yes, you are part of it, finally. To every man listening, whether you're 60, 70, or 83 years young, you are not done. There's still power in you, still strength to build, still mornings to greet with clarity and nights to end with connection. So I bless your next meal with nourishment. I bless your next step with steadiness. And I bless the man you're becoming, one quiet choice at a time. This is Dr. Jonathan Prescott. Thanks for being here with me at the Prescott Lab Podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay steady, and above all, stay you.